Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel, and me, EsotericCloudSurfer, and
MystAarya here.
are ready to bring to you another episode of our podcast, Spirit to All, where we make spirit, aka
Space,
aka
your own individuality,
aka
place and space for you to move and expand and imagine.
and all possibilities as well. We make it available to all.
Real
Spirit
shit.
to all, right? And thank you very much for being listening. Thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated.
Super greatly appreciated.
We wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions. A whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. So we are, me and MystAarya here, sitting down, talking to you on a beautiful Sunday, the last Sunday of the Leo season, and with the moon in Gemini. So you have an opportunity to associate, to be lighter and be more flexible about our fixed visions, imaginations, actions, expressions, and more specifically visions about ourselves and the world. So we communicate it better, or you might not even need to communicate it, but you'll feel the need to just share what you pay attention to, your favorite shows, things like that, okay? And this is our 11th episode,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
So thank you, a special thank you for everybody that regularly tunes in, keeps coming back to listen me and MystAarya. We appreciate you a lot. And to everybody listening right now, remember that you can suggest topics or
If you have any comments, if you have any
damn, yeah,
suggestions.
I was thinking in Portuguese.
Ah,
Estava a dizer assuntos.
subjects.
Topics and subjects. You can bring topics or you can suggest topics and subjects for me and MystAarya to talk about. You can ask for, imagine we covered a certain topic and you want us to go more in depth or to explain it in a more specific way. We can do that as well. And you
For
can
sure.
support this channel and me and my beautiful partner MystAarya by using the links in the description down below. You can support us by checking our content, by interacting, and by purchasing our content as well.
Real shit, because you can ask us for a tarot reading or for a natal chart reading, as well as art, paintings, sculptures, clothing design, anything that we have to offer, we offer for a for your support. So
Yeah, support us, support yourself.
yeah, let's start with our first topic of the day.
Now, first, future out to the soul group,
Oh yeah,
to our soul group,
to our soul.
and to everybody out there
Real
changing
shit.
the world right now
Let's
by
go.
being themselves and by showing to others that the best way to be is to
Iso.
be
Your
goddamn self.
goddamn self.
goddamn self.
Real shit.
So, the first topic of today, let's go real quick. It is aligned with today's energy, with the sun in Leo and the moon in Gemini. And what or one of the things that we created and associated with the Gemini energy is gossip, or just talking, just
Communicate.
talking, you know,
Yeah.
just the
Act of sharing ideas
Yeah.
or just talking.
with no intention to create a relationship,
Or connection.
aka
Yeah.
Libra, or with no intention to change and be sturdy about to change the world or be sturdy
Yeah.
about your individuality, aka Aquarius. Just talking in
Yeah.
general, okay?
It's just
No good, no
really-
bad, no heavy, no light, just doing it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, real shit. With no connection really being detached and also parlaying, you know.
Yeah. Gossip, right? Gossip is very much just talking about what happened on the other day.
Yeah, and like small talks.
Small talk,
well.
gossip, that's very Gemini
Yeah,
like.
because Gemini is like really keeping up a conversation.
Yeah,
or
it's not a thing that only Geminis do.
Yeah, but it's something that it's like a Gemini energy that you can use to really keep up some form of.
So with the moon in Gemini, we're gonna feel comfortable. We're gonna react and respond, and to a certain extent, we're gonna need to gossip or to just conversate.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
about
the moon.
Yeah, it's the moon. We need that. You don't literally need that, but you need that in order to feel connected, safe, a part of something.
Yeah, because that's what we are right now attracting by the moon being in Gemini. We are attracting that. That's what we mean by need. That's what you need. That's how you receive right now. So you cannot deny that, because that's how.
Yeah, opening up, communicating.
Real shit, and especially if you have like me, like square. If you have like Pisces or Virgo, or even Sagittarius, and more prevalent energies in your chart. You right now have a great, or like a good learning opportunity for you to open up and really bring up if you have some feelings stuck up, or something that you might be in that you might think that is true, or let's go, or certain things that you want to communicate, because Virgo and Pisces is really like internal side. Virgo is the internal side of the external ways of doing things, aka Earth, and Pisces aka is the internal of the internal. So it's all about like expressing your feelings, expressing your expressing your internal natures in a more lighter way, in a more communicating it, and just really getting rid of any stuck up things that you don't need and that's the learning opportunity that you can have right now.
So that's the moon in Gemini.
Yeah.
And how you can learn, if you are a bit more internal, just open up. And that's very real for today. Just open up. You don't even need to open up about the problem that you have. If you have a problem, just conversate about something, and that can help you already.
Yeah.
And then with the Sun in Leo, we paying attention to our individuality, to our creativity in a fixed way, to our spirituality, morality, how we see and feel about the world. And so by fusing those energies, aka, right, we can use that to our benefit to gossip about your individuality and to gossip about other unique individuals. And I want to touch on this aspect in a very specific way. It doesn't, you don't need to take this personally, or this is not something
that you need to apply.
This is just a specific point of this example, which is like about celebrities, because many people talk about celebrities or about sports stars, music stars, and they gossip about them. A lot of people talk about those people, and they are not necessarily unique. They are not the people that talk about them, sometimes also as well, but the people they're talking about, the celebrities and whatever, they are not per se very individual and very unique. So by you gossiping about other people more than you do about yourself, it's already quote unquote a fault.
Yeah, it's like a red flag already.
And then when you gossip about people that are not individual and unique, you're also not seeding good plans in your mind as well. All right. So gossip, moon in Gemini, about your individuality, or how light you feel about your individuality, or how comfortable you feel in sharing your individuality. Or if you see somebody that has unique and individual expressions or creations, you also talk about them in a lighter way. You show them to your friends or to your family, but just like in a lighter way, about like you show them what they do. You don't show them the live streams or whatever.
Yeah, like talking about how specifically, or they being themselves, they said this on the podcast, and I really took this to mind, because this what been like, this what we've been talking about, and I remember that guy, he was really unique.
Yeah,
he was really saying his own, like, from his own experience, and I learned from this. Or that's already like going to the Sagittarius opposite, like you brought some wisdom from that information, from that unique individual.
But that's when it comes the the light part of Gemini that really opposes Sag, because in your example, for an example, I took that lesson, that wisdom and knowledge, that's already a testimony.
True.
You're already giving a lot of meaning to that. With
True.
Gemini, it's more like, oh, I saw that guy on IG on the other day, and he was talking some new things, and he was being unique. It's not like, oh, I learned that lesson. It's just like, oh, him or her, they were talking about this unique topic, or they were talking about this that everybody's talking about, but they were saying something more different. They were coming from another angle, speaking another perspective.
It's
less
different.
like, whoa, bro, I learned this lesson, or that guy, he really wakes people up. No, it's not like that today. It's more like, he's interesting, he's fun and enjoyable, but still talks about some real shit. Because Gemini, it's all about the truth, the details, making sense. It might not look Gemini suns and moons and Mercuries and Venus and Saturn. I'm joking, but Geminis, they might not look like they make sense, but many times they want to look like that. Keep that in mind.
Because it's air, it's all about making sense. The air is the only element that does not have
no internal. It's just the external side of the external side.
So
the yang
it's
of the yang.
fully the one that is or like the energy that you can use to detach fully. And Geminis use that in a very kind of like a mutable, light way.
Yes, it's the lightest air as well.
Yeah, it's like a breeze of...
You don't even feel it. All the empaths out there, they think they're catching feelings. No, not from a Gemini. Not from a Gemini. You don't catch anything from those, And I've realized, and just about Geminis, not about today's energies, real quick. If you are being very like teaching to them, like a teacher to them, like aka Sag, Virgo, Pisces, Aquarius energy, they will play real dumb. They will play like real mutable, real gullible. Like, I agree with you saying. Yeah, true. That changed my life. But in their mind, they be like,
fuck this.
Yeah, they even be like kind of fixed. They be like kind of fixed in not wanting to learn, or they actually might be learning from you, but they will not admit it to you. Or
in the emotional way, or in a
they will not even accept it to themselves, so they will like play dumb.
They might like saying words, but you can feel when you're like interacting that it's kind of fake, or it's kind of like a little bit like being fast with the conversation, or like being more, let's deviate to this topic, or let's...
And that's because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and it's the external side of Mercury. And Mercury loves to learn, right? Or Mercury is about books, technology, details, making things flow. So Mercury likes to learn and make sense, right? So but Mercury is like not prideful like the sun, but it's like they don't like to show that they learned from you.
For real.
They don't like to show that you taught them a lesson.
Because it's like
because they see themselves as the thinker, as the smart one.
Because it's such a like, let's say, new...
because it's very new.
A new energy, such a new star, that it's like when you are a kid, you really know that you are smarter than your fucking parents, and I feel like...
But there is still some shit that you need to learn about reality, or the system, or the government, or whatever.
Haven't experienced. So just that gap of experience in that certain reality at that certain time is already kind of enough for people to see Mercury and that mercurial energy, and Gemini energy specifically, of being more childish in a sense, or more like rebellious. That's also how Mercury
is exalted in Aquarius. I was just about to touch that point, because you can really see that exaltation in Aquariuses when they think they're smarter than everybody else. They might have trust issues in themselves or in the people around them. They might not have ego, but they still think they smart, which they are. They not just think they are smart, but that doesn't make them better.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
But that exaltation in Mercury might think they better, or they can go through situations better just because they smarter, right? And then you have like Gemini, you have Gemini, Virgo, ruled by Mercury, but more Geminis because they're more external, so they want to look like they are smart, but they lack a little bit on that individuality. They lack a little bit on the building part. So sometimes they don't really care about being smart or knowing it all, but they care about communicating in that way, okay, acting in that way, okay, and that's why sometimes they're very weird. And this all comes from the fact that Mercury, it loves to learn from Saturn and Jupiter, aka Aquarius, Capricorn, Virgos, and aka Capricorn, Aquarius, Sagittarius, and Pisces. All right, but they don't like to admit it, or they feel comfortable, or they feel like they are minor than them. And many times, to Geminis and Pisces and Virgos and Sagittarius, to all mutable signs, sometimes they feel already down, or they feel inferior. That's why Sag and Pisces have a lot to do with religion. They like to bow down to their lords, and feel a part of something.
Yeah, that's the mutability of the things.
Yeah, of the things, of that.
Yeah.
I need connection.
Yeah, that's the low vibration of when you play out those energies in low vibration.
But Gemini doesn't go to that feeling of emotional connection.
Yeah, exactly.
They go to the doing it. So
Yeah.
they just need to talk. They just need to they don't really care. That's what the point is, they don't care about being smart. Aquariuses and Libras, they care about being smart. They care about being organized. They care about, hey, that person knows that I know this.
Yeah,
or that kind that kind of way. Geminis don't really care about that. But when they are like socializing and everybody's talking about shit, about their own shit, Geminis want to come in and my own shit too. But
give
then
their input.
What they show is that they don't know yet, but they have like the power to learn really fast. And that's true. That's Mercury.
That's
but they kind of forget that power, and they kind of envy, or they like MystAarya was saying, they kind of rebel against Saturn and Jupiter kind of energies, because they know that Jupiter and Saturn, they're very wise, they know much, but they're not as fast, they're not as smart, they're like intelligent. Mercury is smart. Jupiter is wise. Saturn is intelligent. But Mercury is smart. It works fast. It can find really good ways to use Saturn. But the thing is, they make themselves like kind of lower.
Yeah, and that's how they act like fools. Like
True. That was my whole point. Yeah.
You see how Mercury is kind of like the Joker, right? You see many representations of the Joker, or like that energy being represented or associated to Gemini, because it's so easily like Mercury can so easily be allow himself to look like a fool.
Yeah, because they don't really care.
Exactly. Yeah, because they know that many people are so emotional, right?
Yeah, and they want to be something.
They want to be something in the world. They have to go through those currents and make many faces, many moves, many.
And the Gemini they can do that without any baggage. They just do that, take the money home, and they laugh at you because you're working extra hours for the same amount of money.
Exactly. Yeah, and I was thinking of that, like of the court jester, where it's like he's acting out like a fool. He's playing a role. The king is laughing, and in the end of the day, he just was there dancing and.
Yeah, the king got killed in the war. The jester just chilling. The king got killed in the rebellion. Yeah. The jester just chilling. The jester is now working for the next king or something like that. You know?
It's not working hard in this sense.
True,
it's working smart.
True, it's just being there, making some funny shit.
Yeah, and telling some jokes.
Yeah.
All of that shit.
But that coming back, focusing on the first topic, which is actually gossip. Do that the Gemini energy, but with that fixed fire, okay, Leo, fixed visions, fixed imaginations, fixed feelings about yourself and the world, and fixed excitement, entertainment, creativity, uh, partying, you know.
Yeah, real shit. And I remember that Mars right now is also in Gemini, right?
True. Mars is just like 0 degrees Gemini right now.
So we are really right now experiencing this little conjunction, because the moon is also going soon into Cancer,
Yeah.
but a little conjunction between this Mars and
And the
the
moon.
moon. So we are feeling more passionate about this
And
energy.
it's great to
more
initiate
motivated, yeah.
because we are aware physically because Mars is there, but now we are aware like totally because we are aware physically and now subconsciously. So we have the total awareness about what Mars in Gemini will bring us.
Real shit, because right now we are entering Virgo season as well.
True.
So this is a really like learning process that
Yeah.
we are also entering. The sun is also
Yeah,
going to be
it's like
conjunct
we have
Mars.
to learn how to be more light
It's
right
very
now.
heavy.
We have to learn to be light right now, or not learn. Take this opportunity, take this chance, because the energy is already there. It's a sextile with the sun, so take that opportunity to be more light, fun, enjoy, express, release whatever we were holding on before Virgo season reaches. And now, then we have to be serious. Then we have to work, do our shadow work. And
Real shit.
right
Do your
now
shadow
it's
work.
like you release, you have fun because the moon is almost the new moon will be very recent into the Virgo season, so you already have to have the seeds that you want to plant ready. You already have to have the land ready, the land clean, okay, your mind clean, your heart clean, and that's what we're going through right now is the perfect opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
You have the sun and Venus in Leo, so you can pay attention and relate your individuality or any traumas related to expressing your individuality, and you can take the Gemini energy, Moon and Mars, to apply, to burn all of that until you feel comfortable and light enough to just be in the world, because you gotta be because you are not in of the world, you're just in it, so you gotta be in it, conversate, ask some questions, learn not to learn from that motherfucker over there, but you gotta be light enough.
Yeah, real shit.
With no extra baggage on
Yeah.
your individuality. When you're expressing, when you're acting on your or by yourself, on yourself,
Real shit.
you know, you can't have those weird ass thoughts and feelings that you're doing something wrong and you're gonna be punished.
Yeah, you can.
No.
You can't having them roaming around you.
Yeah.
You see them motherfuckers and you snap it, because if it enters your space, you have total control over it, and it can even work for you if you put it to work. So yeah.
So gossip about your individuality and or about other unique individuals. And let's go to the second topic of the day.
Second topic. It's the second topic of the day. Why, yeah.
All right. The second topic of today is do the shadow work so the shadow government doesn't govern you. Okay? And we have to understand what is the shadow work. And to understand what is the shadow work, we have to understand what is the shadow. Because that's a very quote unquote mainstream new ager term. It's shadow work. And many people just you don't do shadow work, or just do some weird stuff that we don't want to talk about that right now. I want to talk about the shadow work itself, or where that term came from, because
What
that's
is
a
shadow?
thing that we do.
Yeah,
That's an ability that we have.
real shit.
But what is that ability that we call shadow work? What is the thing? What is the action? What is the space that we call shadow work? So shadow work comes from working your shadow, right? Giving work, making that bitch work to pay the bills, whatever, right?
And what is the shadow?
What is the shadow, right? Because we also have this term, the shadow government, right? Or the shadow puppets, or the governing the shadows, the hidden hand, whatever. Okay, because what the shadow government does, as the name suggests, they govern your shadow as well. So if we understand what is this shadow, we can understand how we are being manipulated and how we can be like, hey, it's not just the shadow government, it's just me or a part of me, all right, that is also manipulating me.
How do I manipulate?
Yeah, and then, yes, how do you work it? shadow work. You work it, you use it, because even the physical of the not the physical, the formula in physics about work, it has something. It's like W equals energy times speed or movement or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like you give movement to that energy.
Mm-hmm.
So shadow, or the shadow, is your lower, unseen, dark, animalistic natures, desires, insecurities, and visions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and this last part is very important. Your dark visions, your lower visions, your unseen visions, visions where you can't see. You feel lost. You feel afraid and alone in the dark. That's such a common trait. Okay, but that's also in itself a spell. That's not real. The dark is not bad or scary.
Yeah.
Okay, and when it is, it's actually a good sign, because it means you are in a totally new space, so you are free in that space. But that's another topic as well. So let's focus on the dark visions, right? The lower visions, unseen visions of yourself. In that case, you don't see the light, okay? And that light is your higher version and vision. You only see the shadow that is casted by the light. Because what is the light in physical terms? Quote unquote, the absence of light. The shadow is the absence of light. You need an object to block light in order to create the shade, okay? Or the shadow. So if you only see the shadow, it means that you don't see the light. Because if there is a shadow, there is a light. But if you only see the shadow, there is something that you're not seeing, the light. So when you are lost in your shadows, on when somebody is governing your shadow, you always in that state of being in lower visions, unseen visions, dark visions. And then when we jump to the animalistic natures, desires, and insecurities, that's where they got you physically, or you got yourself in compromised circumstances. Because when you have unseen animalistic natures, you might be fulfilling a lower desire, and you think you are fulfilling a higher desire, because you don't see, you are not aware of your animalistic natures. If you have lower and dark desires, you don't know what you're doing. You can't make sense out of stuff. People can't make sense out of you. You can't relate with others. And then when you have lower insecurities or unseen and dark insecurities, you are very open to be gullible and to receive suggestions from the external world, and then go through paths that you have no business being in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do the shadow work, basically it's giving light to the shadow. It's like your lower animalistic natures, your lower desires, your lower insecurities, and your lower visions are not unseen or dark.
Mm-hmm.
You realize them. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I got that desire.
Yeah.
That lower animalistic desire. I love to fuck. I love to smoke. I love to shoot a basketball or whatever. I love to drink. I love to eat. I love to pump weights. I love to run. I love to manipulate people. I love to be seen as smart, right? But now you know that it's not in the shadow
Yeah.
anymore.
Indeed. And it's not in your shadow.
Yeah.
Or to you it's not a shadow.
Yeah.
Or it's not unseen.
So then you can use your light, or bring your light to that shadow, and that's what is shadow work. That's what shadow work is: bringing light, attention, energy, movement, action to your shadow side.
Real shit.
So you can have a higher vision and a higher version of your lower animalistic natures, desires, insecurities, and vision. So if you have this desire to be powerful, to have power, or to just be in a hierarchical position, right? You don't just do that in the doggy dog world, you just don't fuck others down so you can rise up. You see that on a higher way, and you see, hey, I can be on a higher spiritual position or physical position at the company, and I use that position, right, to make the people, quote unquote, under me have a higher vision of themselves as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that you are doing that low desire of having power in a higher way. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one way to do shadow work.
Yeah.
Or the other way is you realize and then you detach from it.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if there is, you need light to be shadow, and you need that object, right? So if you don't pay attention to it, if you remove your light, there is no shadow. But you can just ignore it. You have to realize that there is a shadow first, resolve that object, because you need a tree and the sunlight to cast a shadow on the ground. But if you remove one of those, or both, if you remove the sunlight, okay, at night, or if you remove the tree, okay, the insecurity,
mm-hmm.
or the quote-unquote problem, or sometimes you just need to do it, you just need to experience it, and then it's not a blockage anymore, there cannot be a shadow anymore.
Yeah, real shit.
But if the object or the light keeps going into that space and nothing moves, nothing changes, the shadow will be there forever.
Yeah, there is still a shadow.
Yeah, there is still a shadow.
And that is how you, by having, those unresolved shadows and insecurities, you can go, just by you participating in the world and having that constantly being fed by your attention, by how you feel, and not resolving it, not realizing it, and not paying attention to it in the right way, you can be manipulated.
True.
By the
receiving those
shadow
things,
government,
yeah.
Meaning that the ones that can see your shadow and can see that you don't know that you have that shadow, or you know but you are ignoring it, or you don't know how it works.
Or you're not aware at all.
Or you know that you have a lot of problems in overeating, but you don't want to resolve it. You're like, but still you might be thinking, oh, I'm eating a lot, but you are not like going there, hey, hold on, I'm paying too much attention to this without resolving, without doing something about this. Am I going to continue this? And if you don't do that work, that is the shadow work, you can be used by others, and for example, this example of overeating, somebody may use that desire of yours to lead you onto a certain situation. True. Because they know that you overeat, or that you have that insecurity that you yourself don't want to realize.
Yeah. And that's how you, by doing the shadow work, the shadow government can't govern you.
Yeah.
Because imagine you have a shadow, you want to receive a lot of attention because you want to influence people. So then you become a YouTuber, an influencer, and now the shadow government sees that, oh, that person wants to receive attention because they want to spread a message, because they want to influence a group of people. Let's give them our topics, let's give them our agendas, so he can do that, he can fulfill that insecurity with our content, with our intellectual property.
Mm-hmm.
And if you realize, hey, I want to do that, I want to influence a lot of people, I want to receive a lot of attention, but how? And then you realize that, and then you be like, but I don't have anything to receive attention, right? So I got this lower desire of wanting to receive attention, right? And it's okay. It's like I got it. It's not me. I don't have to be bound to it, but it's here now in the moment, and either you use it or you detach it. And the detaching is simple, it's just detaching, right? But you can use it. It's like, okay, I want to receive attention from a lot of people. I want to influence the masses. So let me create something, okay? And then you don't receive, or you are not open to receive whatever the external world or a group of other people or an organization gives you, or your parents or your siblings or whatever, you know. Because then if you realize that you have that desire, it's not shadow, it's not in the dark anymore, so you can use it for yourself. And if you have a certain insecurity, right, you can deal with it, so you don't create facades, or you do certain things just for others to don't see that. And that's sometimes how many people go into positions and jobs that they don't want to be in, because they want to look stable, or they want to look smart, or they want to look profitable. So they we always wear this fake
Image.
light behind, and that is always creating the shadow.
Yeah, real shit. And the higher you go, but even in the lowest positions, in the lowest, quote unquote, for example, in the suburbs, or you work somewhere, in the places that you are a janitor or whatever, you know, you can, other spirits' senses are tingling, and other people can feel. Maybe they don't see that you have that facade. Maybe they are really buying into your, you know, into your thing, or into the thing, not you specifically, but you know what I mean. And by you going on to your shit, spirits, by you going like into higher spaces, higher places, there will be spirits that will know consciously that you are using that facade, that you are, you know, that you have that certain insecurity, right? And they can use you in more in those higher positions, quote unquote.
How so?
Meaning that you, by using those facades, in any way you will be uncovered just by you going into those places with those certain images, you know, those certain faces that you wear for that occasion.
Yes, and then they know that.
Yeah.
The shadow government, because they into this shit, they know that everybody got those shadows, and many people don't work with them, so they work with your shadow.
Yeah.
They make like a contract with your shadow, and let's use this motherfucker.
Yeah. And that's how Lilith works.
Yeah.
I really like
True.
the energy of Lilith.
Because many people, they realize the fuckery that's going on. They realize the system they're in, but they feel uncomfortable, or they feel embarrassed to get out of it, or to rebel, or to talk bad against it. They just feel embarrassed. You don't have the cops going to people's houses because they made a video about the shadow government. People do that to each other.
Yeah.
You know, people do that to each other.
Real shit.
And that's how the shadow government uses that specific shadow.
Exactly. Real shit. So even if you are not, even if you are not in a higher position, you still can get fucked by someone in your neighborhood or whatever, because they are also under that spell, under that shadow government. So
if you got the shadow work done, you can't be manipulated. You don't create facades. You for real. Others can't use you for their own insecurities. You can't use others for your insecurities.
Real shit.
Only others that really want to help you, because they're gonna realize that helping you is a part of their shadow work, or they just by being around you, they realize certain parts of their shadows, of their unseen and dark animalistic natures, desires, insecurities, and visions. You know, so the shadow government, they use that in a big ass scale. Like the police in itself is, or it only exists because people have a certain shadow, okay, that they don't work with. They don't realize that they are afraid, or they feel, they kind of develop the Stockholm syndrome, where they develop a relation of affection to their oppressor that works with sports and fashion
Yeah,
you
and
know.
we see that in school, all of that, there is a lot of punishment systems
Yeah, true.
that kind of like reward you, punish you,
You
reward
and,
you.
and that's all they know, when and how to punish you and reward you based on your shadows.
Oh yeah, and square someone real good. It's
Yeah.
like put you into a imaginary wall so you
Yeah.
cannot escape from that.
And they
place.
use your shadow to do that.
Exactly.
They use your insecurities,
Because
unseen desires.
that's the only thing that can hold you down.
True.
Is your unrealized shadow that you think you are being suppressed by,
Yeah.
but you are the one that is.
Yeah.
You created that first. You created that, and you are letting it subdue you instead of you using it and working with it and using it as a bitch. You are letting it contract you, and the shadow government knows how to use those unseen desires to basically just put you in one place.
Yeah. And this connects with our third topic, which is not really our third topic. It's a segment. It's a continuation of this topic, which is fears. All right, because your shadow results in your fears. That's how you go through your shadow, or that's how you experience your shadow, is through your fears.
Yeah.
Right? And in this clearing, or in this clarification of your shadow work, you gotta understand that we have two main types of fears in this lifetime. And one, it's the fears from your heart, that they come from your past lives, they come from your upbringing, they come from certain spiritual travels.
Mm-hmm.
They're more spiritual, okay?
Yeah.
And you can feel them more through your heart chakra, and they are yours, they belong to you, and those fears are your responsibility to clean and cut, or just experience them in a higher way.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have fears that are from the world, okay? Imposed by rules, by laws, by punishment from the school, from your parents, by talking a certain way and getting beaten as a kid, or you talk against a superior and you get fired, and you create a fear of self-expression or whatever. All right, those are not yours. Those are fears that somebody put into you, somebody imprinted into you. You don't carry them. They are around you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they are not your responsibility to uphold, clean, or resolve.
Yeah.
Because whoever inputted those fears into you, they were already carrying them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel more of these fears through your root and sacral chakra. All right? You can feel more insecure. You can feel unsatisfied. You can feel not being a part of something.
Yeah.
You can feel stupid. You can feel not. You don't have an emotional connection. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna respect those rules, those laws,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's just something that your parents told you.
Yeah.
You were
Because it
upholding
really-
that as a fear.
Yeah, and that is all correlated to you wanting to have a sense of belonging, you know. We all wanting to have a sense of, you know, security and way to have a ground to relate.
Yeah,
have a
and that's
ground
very
to do
important, because
things.
the shadows, or many of our shadows, we share
Yeah.
it in common, because we
Yeah.
came to this world, we
Yeah.
followed the same desires.
Yeah.
So if you are not aware of the same desires that we share,
Yeah,
we have a common shadow.
real
Because
shit.
if I'm not aware and you are not aware
Mhm.
of the same desire that attracted us here,
Yeah,
we have the same shadow.
yeah.
That's what people call the subconscious archetypes. It's just
Mhm.
some desires that you are not a group of spirits is not aware of
Mhm.
that same desire.
Yeah,
So it's a collective
shit.
shadow, a collective subconscious.
and the
Because the spirit is in many cases, but the mind or the person is not.
yeah,
Because many times your spirit knows already that
yeah.
it's flunked out and needs to resolve
Exactly. In any way, your spirit senses will always
that. Yeah, always. Yeah,
always
always.
show up before the actual
It's
event
like
physically happens.
When it's hot, you sweat.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
You
when
start.
it's cold, you want to put a jacket.
Yeah, you first start feeling hot, then you sweat. But I was thinking that that's how the shadow government even studies the mind,
True.
right? They have all we
True,
have
true.
all these psychology classes, psychology lessons, all of that mind work and going into deeper Masonic lodges and things like that. Even like tribal type of events that the Masons also use, like in the South Africa, but that is different things. This is another topic. And the shadow government studies those desires and those common ways to go about the world
Yeah.
or go for
And then
something.
they put baits out
And
there
they put
for
baits.
people to compete about
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And they put spotlights and stages, and they place the bait right on the middle of the stage or something
Yeah.
like that. Or
It's like
create
that
some form of
wrestling
narratives.
match where there's like a case full of money hanging on the ceiling,
Yeah,
and then the
They all
fighters need
fighting.
to fight and then use a stair
to get on the
yeah, and then you can kick them down off the stair and shit.
yeah.
That's what basically the shadow government does.
Yeah.
Oh, you want some security?
Mhm.
The money?
Yeah.
Go fight
First,
for it.
Yeah, first be on our show. First, are you still going to go for this desire, even though you look like a fool, even though you look
Yeah.
like a monkey, things like that. Just to really show how the shadow government studies the mind, studies your shadows, studies the shadows of the collective to really have a pointed out system on how to work with all of those emotions that are
Because
so scary.
they be doing the shadow
Yeah.
work. Some of them, they think they're doing the shadow work.
Yeah, because
But many of them, they
Yeah,
know what they're doing. They know what you're talking about.
everybody comes like we can have collective desires, but we all have some form of desires that are very unique. That is
Yeah, that's
something
true.
very like spicy, something
Yeah, and
different.
that's how shadow work also helps you. Helps
Yeah.
you realize
How unique you are.
that you have some unique lower desires. Yes,
Yeah.
they're lower, but they're unique. So when you use them, when you clean them, when you
Yeah.
purify that
Yeah.
shadow Pokemon from Pokemon Go,
Mhm.
it becomes really powerful.
Yeah, real shit. Because remember that you can use those to really
Mhm.
power you up and really
Yeah.
power yourself.
So let's go to the fourth topic of the
Let's
day,
go.
which
Fourth.
is like technically the third,
It's the
but
third.
because this one about the fears was in connection with the second topic, so it's a
okay.
bigger topic. So
Yeah.
it's technically
Yeah, we didn't change the
Yeah,
topic here.
it's a
so
third topic. Yeah,
okay.
topic
It's
change. Topic
a-
change.
It's the fourth topic. Yeah.
It's the third.
It's the third.
It's third
topic. It's the topic. Third topic of the day.
Yeah, and MystAarya actually talked about a little bit about this topic when we were talking about how the shadow government placed the bait, and MystAarya said they placed the bait in the middle of the stadium and then people fight for it.
Yeah.
And you guys are gonna understand the connection with it because MystAarya said stadium, okay?
Like a stage.
Yeah, or the stage.
Yeah.
So this is like sports. The topic is sports and raising the cup. And the cup in tarot and mysticism symbolizes emotions, receiving, containing, femininity. And in all sports, and even in esports, when a team wins the championship, you are a champion. They raise the cup, they raise the trophy, right? And that's what MystAarya was saying. They placed the bait, the trophy, the intention, the money. It was just happening this weekend in this quarter end, not week end, this quarter end, this moon quarter end, the Pokemon World Championships of Pokemon Go, Pokken Tournament, DX, of Pokemon Unite, of Pokemon VGC and Pokemon TGC, right?
Yeah.
It was all about that. Everybody was like competing and fighting for attention and or money, because I think only on Pokemon Unite people gain some money, because on other tournaments you just win the title.
Yeah. And
But I saw the winner signing something after he won, so I don't know what he was signing, but he signed something. So I hope it's some money from him. I hope it is some money from him.
Give him a bag.
I don't know, but it's like they had that bait. I want to be the best. I want to look like the best. I want to be
the champion.
Yeah, you know.
Mhm.
And then they created a whole ass event. They reunited so much attention and energy from that event. And the people that are participating in that event don't even know that they're like participating on a scheme. Because like me and MystAarya, we know what's going on. So we used that energy for ourselves. You know, but many people, they just give that energy away to the event and they get nothing back. And then they even kind of feel drained after the event. They feel like it was super impactful, but in reality, they gain anything with that, right?
You're talking about who? The people that went in?
That watch. The people that watch.
Outside.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So if I was talking about me and you, how was about the people that were participating?
No, I'm saying not the participants, but for example, the commentators or
But
something.
even though, if I was talking about me and you,
Yes.
how it's about the commentators or something. Right, it's about the people that were watching because we were watching.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So because we are the players are there, they give a lot of energy, right? They give their blood, sweat, tears, time, and energy, and I have nothing against that. I want to participate as well, but it's about how you do it.
Yeah.
And
shit.
the shadow government knows that many people will do that in the lower animalistic way. They'll just dedicate all their time, all their energy, and they're gonna like get really attached to that. You got people crying when they win, when they lose. You got people getting tilted. You got people punching each other. No, not in here, but in football, soccer, how you call it in America. You got people fighting. Oh, you from that other club, gonna smack your head. You got people dying in those events as well.
Crazy.
You know? So it's all a representation of how the shadow government uses that shadow, those lower animalistic desires, to like govern the people, okay? And especially with sports, it's very emotional. Sports is very, very emotional. You have other ways where they change their system, they change their infrastructure, they change how they do things. But sports, it's about maintaining.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like they get people exalted in the end of the season, and then the season starts. And it's every season, every year, it's the same thing. But because of that exaltation, because of that rising the cup, it brings a sense of fulfilling.
Yeah, because it is in reality. Because who wins the cup? Because that's what the ritual involves itself, right? They play for a certain season,
Yes.
and there's a certain championship where they play for those matches, and the attention of the people gets closer and closer to the final.
Yeah,
to the final.
Normally, more people watch the final.
The final, because it accumulates to that point, and that's the
true.
cumulus where
the climax.
The climax occurs after the winner is right. The winner, it's the win time. They won.
Yeah.
And now the cup, they give them
True.
the filled cup. The cup is full of emotions. Everybody's like, it's here. Everybody's
Because that's
looking
true.
at the
And
cup.
When you pick a cup, it's to drink some water or to drink a glass of a good booze, and you have to feel it.
Yeah.
When they raised that cup, was that's why it's only given at the last moment.
Real shit.
Because it was filled first, and then they raised that shit. They were, you know,
and
that's very
salute.
powerful.
Yeah, and that's really, and in any place, spiritually, physically, mentally, you have the cup as the holder. You have it holds it holds anything, and if it's a good cup, it will hold in a good amount of.
But that's what the shadow government does.
Yeah.
Because then they put their intentions and agendas and whatever into the cup as well, and then when it's raised,
it's
many spirits are paying attention to that.
Yeah.
So their plans, their agenda, their intentions are raised and praised.
Exactly, because that's their, in a sense, that's that's their ritual, that's their establishment, and it's their logos on the screen.
Because spiritually speaking, money is attention.
Is attention.
Attention is power.
And if you have your symbology and colors and ritual feelings,
names.
Feelings is what powers all of those images and all of that, all of those ideas and games. And then the feelings is what powers all of that spaceship up. And that's how with the shadow government they create all of that to happen. Because they studied every little bit to know how the best climax can occur.
True.
For there to be prosperity in the next season.
In the next season. So because that comes back to the point that I said. Sports are very much to maintain.
Yeah, exactly.
To maintain.
And the cup represents that.
Yet, indeed.
Because you fill up, and that usually also sometimes correlates with the moon phases.
True.
Because the moon phases is that season, ovulation season, then you get full, and then you release, and it's time to do something new. Yeah,
and then you have bigger competitions, smaller competitions.
And in between, somewhere there, somewhere here, so it's like cycles
different
within
moons,
cycles.
different cups, different fulfillment.
And they know
different
that
levels of fulfillment.
Like with the ball, is like all about that cycle, all about that rolling the ball.
But it's all about collecting emotions, feelings, intentions, plans, because you can do that. Like I remember watching the soccer for Americans, football for the rest of the world. I was watching the Euros, which is the national teams from Europe compete, right? And I was watching, and there is this player that got a heart attack, right? And he fell on the floor. Everybody was like, oh, shit. I just remember my heart was beating as well. I was participating in the moment, but I was thinking about my plans.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what I wanted to manifest. I was thinking, because I already knew that maybe that was staged, maybe that was not, because they stage some things, but some things are not staged. That's
some things are real.
That's like everything in life. You have this plan. Sometimes it goes, because that's also another thing. That's also another good topic. People think the shadow government controls everything. No, they try to.
And they make little like events.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, this is all they do. But it was just that little event that was staged, and now everybody thinks that all the shootings were fake. And that's a big disrespect for the even spirits that, passed away. But
that's another topic, right? But then that player, the situation, everybody was like very worried about him. Everybody was paying attention to the game.
Yeah.
Everybody was feeling, and everybody's hearts were pumping to the game. My heart was pumping too, but in my mind and in my heart was those visions of me and my manifestations and the space I want to be in. And that's how you can use their accumulation. You like, it's like you throw, there is in some towns a tradition to throw a coin into the fountain to realize your wishes. Just like, that's what I did. I threw a coin into the fountain, and when it comes true, when the shadow government plans comes true, my plan will come through as well. Because it is a part of all of that accumulation.
Real shit. And if they know, they might know it or not, but all of that, like,
and like, if it's okay, because the shadow government, they have a bit of Aquarius syndrome. You want people to be on their level, but they think that their level is the highest, but it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, they want people to be at their level. They want people. They want to see people that can govern shit.
Yeah.
But some of them are lost, and they think you need to do certain rituals and spells that are weird as fuck. But they want you to basically be like them.
Yeah. But the thing is, you can be even better.
Yeah. But you were saying about, we were talking about how your plans can be manifested as well.
Yeah, because that reminded me of kind of like that ritual of the crucifixion of Jesus, right? Which is like
to eliminate the sins.
Yeah, he is the one sacrificed, right?
Yeah.
That
The
that
cup is the cup.
what
basically.
you said, for example, with that player,
Yeah.
that happened. It might have been staged or not. That
It doesn't.
happened.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Everybody pays attention to that, and that's a big event going on, right? Even with celebrities, sometimes that happens. Like something happened to a celebrity, everybody is like looking at that, and all of that emotional arousal. Everybody has the ability to use those feelings for something, as you said, that is beneficial for them and
Yeah.
their own vision and spirituality.
But if you don't do your shadow work,
You don't know.
You don't know
Yeah, you don't
anything that's going on.
You might be washed.
Yeah. And then what you manifest out of that event is more shadow, more insecurities, more lower, unseen, and dark desires, natures, and visions
Yeah,
of
that's
yourself.
what happens when people can get like crazy, or like
Yeah.
you see them shouting in the street.
And then they don't remember shit. Yeah, that's
Or- Yeah, or they might if they remember, it's like a lot of shit because it's like accumulation, right? That's what happens like with people that accumulate too much of those shadows and they haven't worked with them. It piles up.
Yeah, and creates
Some
diseases.
people die
True.
really fast or super slow. It depends so much on anything. And it is transformational for a spirit. If you accumulate too many of those shadows, you can be a shadow walker or be like someone that people avoid in a bad sense, even for you, because you yourself or the people that become like that may be too overwhelmed by their own shadows and not even be able to go through to another mind state.
True.
Because that's already kind of a lost.
They're always in the shadow.
Yeah, nobody can rescue them at that point.
But you have your light, your little light of yours.
Exactly.
Let it shine, let it shine.
Let it shine. And you
and that
have
goes
to
back
be
to
the
the
one.
first topic of the day.
Exactly.
That gossip about your individuality. Talk about it. Be like, oh, I'm doing this. I just started painting. Even if your painting's shit, if your people can understand what the
Real
fuck your
shit.
painting is, you're like, I'm painting
Yeah,
now.
I'm painting, bitches.
You know, you made a beat. You make the worst beat in history, but I made it.
real
I
shit.
made this beat, and people
Yeah.
like, hey, that ain't shit, and you be like, I know, but I made it.
I made. We're just saying
What
it
you
ain't
made it?
shit.
Sure, you ain't make shit,
Yeah.
right? Ah.
My shit is the shit. I
Yeah.
at least did something.
And that just remembered me, now connecting with this our last topic, about sports and raising the cup and whatever, that many celebrities and players, they think they're powerful, they think they're rich, but they're the biggest puppets.
Yeah.
And that they have enough money and connections because they know all the players to create their own fucking league and get out of the shadow government's clause. But many of them
Sign contracts.
And not just physical contracts,
Yeah.
mental contracts. They read the books, they went to church, and now they feel safe. They think that their God gave them that position. No, it was Joe Bimblinski over there on that corporation. He gave you that position, not God.
Real
You
shit.
know?
And those all of those emotions and feelings go to their family.
Yeah, because you might have $50 million.
But you're working for them.
Yeah, and many of those people that you sign contracts with, they don't use money.
Real shit.
They got everything in the world and they don't use money. That's real power.
Because their money.
It's their money, or it is their grandfather's money that lived and created that system some years ago.
Their real shit. What they're searching for is creative and unique spirits. They be like, it's some dry ass spirits.
Yeah, true.
Here.
Because even the Mason families, they are losing sight of this, because the ones that are in power right now, they weren't the ones that created the system. They're just upholding it. And people changing, times changing, the whole world is changing, and they just don't know how to. They just keep doing how their grandfathers did. I'm talking about the Masons' perspective. They just keep doing how the founder did. But bro, we're here now. You need to come to play at my league now.
Real shit. And that's like how I see.
You need to finance my fucking league.
Bullshit.
Because
Finance
but
my
because
shit.
you said they're looking for new fresh spirits because
Yeah.
it's a dry fucking ass land.
Yeah.
Their land dry because they just keep doing our
Exactly.
old,
Their houses.
because they were just planting beans and now they need to plant some different shit.
Yeah.
You know? Because
Mhm.
we here I have a lot of beans. I know I have a lot of other shit. But you don't let me plant. You got the land. You think you want the land. You don't let me put these new seeds on the fucking land.
Yeah. That's why it's dry.
Take your machines away from here. Let me plant here. Bro, you can help me. You put some water in
Yeah.
here. We both eat from here. Why you want me to plant the fucking seeds and then you got it all? Why? Why can't we both eat?
Exactly. Why can't we all be creative? And
Yeah.
why can't you be creative?
Yeah.
Why can't you?
Why you need me to make $1 million?
Yeah. Why do you need me to make you a painting, a cover
Yeah.
art? Why can't you create a
True.
music, a song?
Because that's what that's what they need to do the most. It's to like understand, because they see artists as like,
They think it's chaos.
Yeah.
It's like,
but they don't understand.
that's why the art industry is so fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like people selling toilets here as art
Yeah.
pieces or something. But it's
Because
like
that's the art industry. Because who buys that is those flunked out masculine
they think
shadow
that
government.
feminine
Yeah.
is chaos. Is like, oh,
But what I'm
fucking-
pointing out here is that market exists because the buyers are flunked.
yeah.
It's not because the art there is flunked,
But
because the buyers are flunked. Because
that's why they are
it's
buying
all about
it.
the people. It's all about the group of spirits.
Yeah.
Shadow government also doesn't understand that.
Yeah.
They don't understand that with no people there will be no factories.
Yeah.
With no people, with no spirits, there will no be system.
Mhm.
With no attention, there will not be system
Yeah.
to maintain,
shit.
to rule, to clean, to whatever, to
Mhm.
change, to update.
Yeah.
And sometimes they forget that, and they put people so much in the dark that they have no charge, they have no light.
Yeah, because
But that's for another topic as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
We're going along here.
yeah. I just wanted to finish with
Finish.
saying that because it's like that information, they don't trust the people with information. Like
True. Yeah, they
that's-
don't give this. If we see this to the people, if we say this to the
Because
people,
like-
it will create chaos.
Yeah, because like that, like specifically and especially the information about our past and the things that have happened that are not described even in no books, because that shit is so spiritual and mentally immersive that God damn it. Okay, well, that's gonna be
What you trying to say?
I wanted to say about the the history, but I'm not remembering why I was saying that shit.
Because we were talking about how the shadow government is or doesn't understand the art,
Mhm.
and how they think art is chaos, and how they think they're afraid of femininity, and they don't understand that with no people, with no attention,
about the
there is no
information.
system.
Yeah, because it's like just the information that
They don't trust people with
people
information.
people with information indeed, and that is the main reason why so many people are just don't know, and they just don't know. So people don't know, and there is no like
People don't know what.
don't know about like the reality of like the circumstance that we are at now.
Yes.
But I'm talking more in the in the like about the past.
Yes.
So
But people don't know about the past
yeah, but
because the shadow government don't tell them.
yeah, and it's like
And
what I'm
that's what makes people react in chaos because they don't know. So the shadow government doesn't trust people with information,
and
but they don't. The shadow government does not trust people with information because they think if we tell them, they will create chaos and panic.
yeah,
But people only create chaos and panic because they don't know.
yeah,
So it's all if the shadow government just
opens up
yeah
and it's
yeah
like,
they need to learn how to open up as of this.
yeah,
Leo Moon Gemini Sun.
real shit.
Reverse. Leo Sun Gemini Moon
And Venus
in Leo,
Leo as
and
well.
Mars in Gemini.
Bring that relatability and burn that shit. So yeah,
Open up.
open up.
So yeah, guys and girls and gals, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Me and MystAarya enjoyed a lot doing it.
Indeed.
You better believe it. Check the links in the description down below. Go check the past episodes. Sit and wait for next episodes because they will be coming out. Until the next time, enjoy yourself and be yourself. EsotericCloudSurfer and
Daria.
surfing out. Till the next time, see you soon. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you so much for listening.